Hello and welcome to Design for Wealth. I'm your host, Kelly Sanders, and I'm really excited that you're joining me on this journey. So, if you've ever felt like you're working incredibly hard, following all the right strategies, but the wealth that you desire still feels out of reach, then you're in exactly the right place. And just to clarify, when I say wealth, I'm not just meaning financial, I'm meaning every single area of your life. And for too long, the conversation around building wealth has been dominated purely by strategy, the how to's, the tactics, do more. And while these things are certainly very important in business, they have their place. Strategy alone won't get you to the next level. Now, true sustainable wealth, the kind that feels really good and flows effortlessly, is born from something much deeper, which is alignment. And one of the most important things I want to emphasize right from the start is that there is no one size fits all approach to building your business, to building your wealth. The business world is full of gurus and blueprints promising overnight success, but what works brilliantly for one person might feel completely draining and ineffective for another. We all came into this world to be different for a purpose. And if we look at your human design chart, it has a profound insight into your energetic makeup. And if you're not familiar with human design, we will be talking about that a lot more. But what it is a system that blends astrology, the I Ching, Kabbalah, and the chakra system to reveal how your energy is uniquely wired to operate, not just in life, but also business too. Your chart tells us how you're designed to use your energy in the most aligned, sustainable way so you don't burn out or push when you're not meant to, how to make decisions with clarity and confidence so there is no second guessing or overthinking, attract opportunities and clients in a way that feels natural and magnetic, and how to know when you're in alignment and what it feels like when you're not. It also reveals what kind of work environments that support your success, how you're designed to manifest, and so much more. Your chart looks a little confusing at first, but we're going to be talking about that in future episodes. But I just wanted to touch on that now, just to give you an understanding of why we are all so different and why something may work for someone else and maybe not for you. So if you do want to check out your chart, you can get a free download on geneticmatrix.com. You'll just need your birth date, time, and place. And it's just the first step to understanding how you're truly designed to thrive. And years ago, before I even knew about human design, I'd see some business owners who could pull content ideas out of thin air, create content from nothing, have a ton of interaction, and it just was so easy for them to do the updates. Then there was others who really struggled. It's like, what's the difference here? And the fundamental difference is in how we're designed to operate. And this is why generic business strategies or the so-called perfect blueprints often fall flat. What fuels one person's momentum can completely stall another's. And that's what Design for Wealth, this podcast, is all about. It's about understanding that you are uniquely designed for abundance. And when your business decisions are in alignment with your natural energy, your nervous system, your beliefs, that's when true magic happens. And yes, that's when more money starts to flow into your life with greater ease. And there is no limit to what you can have. We just have to expand our capacity to receive and hold the wealth that's coming into our world. Ensure our nervous system feels safe with new levels of business and wealth, and look at the limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding us back. And the word alignment does get thrown around, and it's like, what does that even mean? And that's exactly what we're going to dive in today. I wanted to share a little bit about my own journey, about how important it is doing what's right for you and really start to trust yourself when it comes to your success in business. And if you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things, taking all the action, but the results just aren't showing, well, you're not alone. Chasing the latest marketing trends, the bright, shiny objects. Oh, this person is doing that. It's working well for them. I can see it. Well, then it must work well for me. And then you implement it and it falls flat. Implementing these strategies just feel completely draining, and constantly comparing yourself to others does not help. Hustling is not fun. Sacrificing your well-being is also not fun. And I experienced all of this in my own business journey. And I grew incredibly fast, quadrupled my business in just 3 to 4 months, and it felt amazing. It was like I'd finally cracked the code. And then I hit a wall, and it was like nothing I tried, nothing I did seemed to shift anything, and I felt stuck. And around that time, I'd heard about a popular coaching company. It was 15K for 8 weeks. People were raving about the results they were getting, and I made a hasty decision and jumped in and thought, this is the missing piece. But straight away, it was like I knew something felt off, and the way that they were teaching business, the strategies that were being shared, it just did not feel right. And it wasn't how I wanted to run my business. And you know that feeling that you get in your gut when something isn't right, you can't put your finger on it, but something just doesn't feel right. But you keep pushing on because others are telling you it's the proven way, it's worked for others. See what it's done for others, it's going to work for you too. Well, that's what my experience was. And in hindsight, it wasn't the right place for me. And this experience really highlights why it's so incredibly important to understand how you make decisions, what feels right for you, your business, your family, your lifestyle, and what doesn't. And that's where understanding this energetic, unique blueprint of yours through human design becomes so powerful. It provides a framework for understanding your strengths, how to navigate the world in a way that really truly honors you. So through my own experiences and the work that I now do with clients, I've identified 3 key pillars that really form the foundation of aligned business. And they are practical areas that we can explore and work with to create the life and business that is designed for wealth, that you absolutely love and can hold and continue to expand. And so the first one is your energetic blueprint, which is your human design. And this is like your personal operating system. It's how your energy naturally works. Because when you understand your unique way of doing things, you stop trying to force strategies that don't. And instead, you start working with your energy, not against it. And for business owners, this is a whole game changer. Your marketing starts to become magnetic because you know how you're designed to communicate, attract attention, build connection, what you're here to do, inspire. And it shows you your most aligned way to share your message so it lands with the right people. Sales starts to become effortless because you're no longer trying to follow pushy strategies. You learn how to naturally build trust and how people are meant to respond to your energy. Growth becomes sustainable because you start to understand your decision-making process, which is what we call the authority, how to manage your energy, and this prevents burnout and creates momentum that lasts. Your income starts to expand because you stop wasting time on things that drain you and you start to work on your zone of genius and hence magnetizing clients who are aligned and open the floodgates to consistent, scalable wealth. So knowing your design also shows your money blocks, ideal clients, branding message, and what kind of business structure really works well for you. So this isn't about changing who you are. It's about remembering who you've always been and building a business that reflects that. And even in my coaching, every client is very different. I always have their charts open and we work with that when we're dealing with the one-on-one side of things to help them go to the next level. The second part is the regulated nervous system, and this is the foundation of your business. What holds your energy, your success, your decisions, and your ability to lead. Because when your nervous system is dysregulated, it's like trying to run a high-level business on a shaky foundation. You can have the best strategies in the world, but if your body doesn't feel safe receiving more, it will unconsciously block it. And as business owners, we talk about wanting 20K, 50K, even 100K months. But if your nervous system isn't calibrated to hold that much, it will sabotage that because it doesn't feel safe. So think of your body like a 30-watt light bulb trying to shine at 100 watts. And it's like if you're at 30K months now, trying to go to 100K months. If we suddenly pump all that power through it without upgrading the container, the light would blow out, not because it's broken, but because it wasn't ready to hold that much energy. And the same goes for your success. We expand by upgrading our capacity, not by doing more, not by pushing harder. When your nervous system is regulated, you stop reacting from fear and start responding from clarity. You feel safe to be seen, to raise the prices, to take the action. You expand your capacity to receive more money, more clients. You become much more resilient to challenges and less thrown off by slow months or setbacks. And this is what starts to separate short-term hustle from sustainable success, because the regulated nervous system is what allows you to grow from the 5 to the 20 to 100K months without burning out, without sabotaging your results or shrinking back when things get big. This pillar is where your next level gets anchored into the body. And then we've got the third part, which is the wealth aligned mind, which is the mindset and the beliefs, because your mindset is just more than thoughts. It's the energetic programming behind your entire business. It's what determines how much success you allow in, how you show up, how you sell, how you price your offers, and whether you believe you're worthy of the wealth that you say that you want. And as business owners, this is often where the real sabotage happens. And this is why you can be taking all the actions, doing all of the strategies, you're posting, you're selling, you're following the blueprints. But if your subconscious mind doesn't feel safe with having that next level of wealth, holding that level of wealth, then it's going to block the results that you're trying to manifest. Your mindset and beliefs are directly tied to the nervous system. So if your body doesn't feel safe having more, your brain will create thoughts that match that level of safety. A very common block that I come across is that, well, I'm doing all of the things and I'm taking on the action, nothing's working, but I feel tired, I'm already burnt out, but I do want a higher level of income. But it's like, well, I have this belief that if I'm already tired and burnt out, how am I going to cope at the next level? And again, it doesn't feel safe having that next level of income. So your unconscious is going to block that. And this is why growth often feels like hitting on an invisible wall. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just being wired to survive. So examples of this and how this shows up in business is that you may hesitate to raise prices because what if no one buys? You may undercharge or overdeliver because you start to doubt your value. You procrastinate on taking action because deep down you fear rejection or failure. And you're constantly changing your strategies because you're looking for certainty externally when what you really need is internal certainty. So to scale your income, go to the next level, we also must scale and grow your identity. The version of you who feels safe, who feels worthy and grounded of receiving at high levels and can hold that. And this is the work of reprogramming, replacing these old, outdated stories with worthiness and certainty, cultivating thoughts and actions that match your next level wealth, and creating a mental and energetic baseline where success feels normal for you. So when you start to shift your beliefs, you shift your results. This isn't mindset in the think positive sense. This is mindset as a frequency that you live in, one where wealth isn't just possible, it's inevitable. And from there, your actions are evident. You'll be pointed to the right person, the right strategy. And this happens with my clients all of the time. When we go into the frequency of their next level, always, they will my clients will either come up with a strategy straight away that just feels so good, or they'll message me later in the day and they go, I've just had this brilliant idea. And that's why the frequency that you live in is so potent. So in episodes to come, we're going to be diving deep into these pillars. We're going to explore more around human design and understanding how your type can revolutionize your business strategy, how you do business. We'll talk about practical techniques for regulating your nervous system so you can navigate owning a business and life with more grace and ease. We'll uncover the hidden beliefs that might be holding you back from the wealth that you deserve and learn how to cultivate a truly abundant mindset. My intention with Design for Wealth is to provide you with a new lens through which to view your business through. It's about moving away from the relentless hustle and towards a more intuitive, aligned, and ultimately more profitable way of being. It's a frequency. So as you reflect on what I've shared today, I invite you to take a moment and tune into your current reality. Where in your business or life are you feeling the most resistance, chaos, or emotional heaviness right now? And for all of us, there's generally one area that's a bit of a bugbear. Is there an area that feels hard no matter how much effort you put in, like something just isn't clicking? Even last week, I had a client that had heaviness around going to the next level of her business. A pattern was playing out for her to keep her safe. We identified it. We created a new way, a new belief, a new action. And after our conversation, she messaged me to say that she then had the inspiration to create an offer. And within 90 minutes of putting out that offer, she had 14 new people come into her business. A few days later, she checked in with me and that number was at 33. This is the power of doing this work. Shifts happen very fast. So that friction you experience isn't a failure. It's simply an invitation to realign. It's telling you something is a little bit out of whack. We just need to get back into the right way for you. So I'm excited to embark on this journey with you. Thank you for tuning into our very first episode of Design for Wealth. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes where we'll be unpacking these powerful concepts in much more detail. Until next time, remember that you are inherently designed for wealth. It is literally a matter of just aligning with that design. Follow me on Instagram, Kelly_Sanders. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and I will see you next episode.